I'd find out.
Let me ask you a question really quick. Well, let me tell you about few teams.
Okay.
Patriots, Houston Texans,
right.
Denver Broncos. When they hired leader of men, what happened within those organizations?
They instantly became successful.
Instantly.
You want to do that in New York with a quarter? You have a franchise quarterback. You got a running back. You got a pretty good defense. You need a leader. Right now, you don't have one. There may not be a better time for the Giants to say, what would it take to find that kind of guy that we need with the kind of quarterback that we have? He is Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. It's the Afternoon Cool edition of Freddie and Harry. Our selection committee plus our employer equals a fun time. Next on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and don't forget about us on ESPN+.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense. The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. Fire crews remained on the scene overnight following a major blaze at the United Way offices in Tell City. Flames and thick smoke filled the sky as captured in photos from witnesses nearby. The building, which also houses Perry County News and Gypsy's truck theft and alterations, sustained significant damage. United Way of Perry County took to social media expressing heartbreak and calling on community support for their board and director, Lacey. Emergency crews have closed the highway, the affected area, as they continue their response. Authorities have yet to release further information on the cause of the blaze. The U.S. Postal Service is asking Kentucky residents to keep sidewalks cleared as winter weather impacts the state. Postal officials say snow and ice on steps, porches, and walkways can be dangerous for letter carriers. Folks that get curbside mail delivery should make sure there's access to their mailbox from the road as well. According to USPS, the weeks leading up to Christmas are the busiest time for the U.S. mail. The University of Kentucky is officially naming Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein as the next Wildcats head football coach. The news comes after the firing of Mark Stoops yesterday. Stein is a native of Louisville, and both his parents went to UK. He played at quarterback for Louisville from 2008 to 2012 before starting his coaching career as a graduate assistant. Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols.
Hancock County Farm Supply in Hawesville has all your building supply needs. Lumber, trestles, metal, and so much more. Plus all your farm supply needs. Call today 270-927-8024. Hancock County Farm Supply in Hawesville.
University of Kentucky. This is what Kentucky basketball sounds like. The road to number 9 lives here.
This is UK head coach Mark Pope, and you're listening to the home of the Wildcats.
102.7 The Game.
Gail Niehaus, Realtor with Century 21 Prestige. $1 million service in any price range. Buying or selling a home? Find me at gailniehaus.com or call or text 270-316-7257.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Here's your 14 First Alert forecast. Overnight clearing skies and colder with a low of 19 degrees. On Wednesday, partly cloudy again, but not as cold with a high of 39. Then down to 21 degrees on Wednesday night with partly cloudy. Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 29 degrees. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast.
From the Floor Concept Studios, ESPN Radio, all sports, all the time. Kentuckiana sports leader, 102.7 WLME, Lewisport, 102.7 WLME.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor? Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up, and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
What's up, man?
Man, and we predicted that we would have a coach before we went back on the air at
and
UK. We barely got off the air before it was announced. A great timing there, Wildcats. We could have used a little bit of a bone there. You could have announced it 10 minutes sooner. We could have had it on Live at 5.
We could have. What we will have on Live at 5 tomorrow is or not on Live at 5, but on 102.7 The Game, we will have the Will Stein press conference that you'll be able to listen to right here on 102.7 The Game, as a UK network will be putting that out to all their partners. So we will carry that tomorrow. And possibility of us having a couple people in the room for that thing, and maybe we'll have them on Live at 5 tomorrow if that all works out.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. We'll also have a basketball top 10 tomorrow. Isn't Ty Ashley due tomorrow as well?
Ty Ashley will be here tomorrow. He'll be in this back half of the show tomorrow. He's going to come in for the Defensive Player of the Year award. Unfortunately, because of the weather today, we've rescheduled Jet. I mean, you got to come in from Heritage Hills and just –
I'm telling you, the people will say, "Oh man, that's weak," because the roads are in good shape. I was just out there. I took Macy over to work, and the black ice is real. I mean,
it is, and you got to remember, he was coming from Heritage Hills. It wasn't like he was just coming from like Owensboro Catholic.
Right.
He was having to take a 30-minute,
We're going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, so,
always.
Yeah, and the one he can't. It's just signing day tomorrow. We can't have him having a wreck and then not miss his signing day.
Not only that, but the heat's on Jet, right? We're going to pound him with questions about what his future looks like. I mean, I was going to try to tread light. Actually, what I was going to do is get him in here and talk to him before the show. And then,
yeah.
What's going on with Ole Miss?
I will say this: there are some schools out there that I guarantee you haven't. I mean, listen, it's flipping season. If you didn't follow the news today, how about Evan Hampton and what he got as a teammate now? The number one quarterback in the country flips from Georgia to the number one quarterback, and he's rated number one quarterback, number 3 overall player. He flips from Georgia, who he's been committed to since May, to Vandy today. Wow. So bringing a top,
Vandy's rolling along.
They are rolling along.
It's interesting, and so I mean, for Jet, we're just kind of joking around, but it does.
I'm sure IU and other teams are at least making calls because of Kiffin. LSU may be making calls too.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. It's just it's that time of year, and that's kind of the headlines right now is the coaching movement. We'll talk a little bit about the new head coach at the University of Kentucky, Mr. Stein, here in just a bit. We also have a girls Owensboro Health Top 10 coming up in the middle part of the show, and we pushed all the NFL stuff yesterday from the fastest hour in football, so we'll have that to close out the show today. Download that Owensboro radio app. You're going to need it for the weekend, right? Just programming alert for people that have followed high school football all season long. You don't have to look too far for the state championship games because no matter what, K-News, great partner all year, and they will be for basketball and baseball. WVJS, great partner for the Red Devils all season long, will be for basketball and baseball, but everything will take place right here on 102.7 The Game, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, let me give you the schedule real quick, if you don't mind, and I'll let you get to the things.
You go ahead.
So let's look at the schedule we're going to have here.
No, I do mine. You're not doing those schedules. This is my show.
So Friday, you'll have the Live at 5 tailgate show. It'll be me and you. Well, it'll be at noon Central Time. Right, I'm giving everybody Central Time here because be people that can't get up there.
Give it to me too.
Right. So it'll be at noon Central Time. That will be brought to you. The Calicut Tailgate Show brought to you by Rick's Tire and Service.
Okay.
So they're going to do that. Then the game will be on 102.7 The Game. It will be right here on. It'll be at 3:00 Central Time. They play at 4 Eastern, 3 Central, and of course all the Calicut run to Kroger Field brought to you by Hagen's Outdoor and Equipment, and also jumping on board as the presenting sponsor, Moore Automotive, who has jumped on board for that one. Then on Saturday, of course now. On Saturday, if you want to jump at noon on BIO, I've got a women's men's doubleheader. Finley, it'd be a huge game for the men.
It will.
But on Saturday, it will be from 4 to 5, the Live at 5 tailgate show, brought to you by Ultra Gyms. It'll be done right there in the green parking lot at Owensboro's official tailgate is where it will be. You've seen the post out there from Buster Ashley. That's where those guys will be. It'll be the Dan and Dave show. It'll be Dan Bartlett and David Clark, along with David Howard, will bring you that tailgate show at 4 o'clock. And then the game at 7, Red Devils in Pulaski County. That is being brought to you by Roads and Roads, courtesy of More Automotive, and that will be right here on 102.7 The Game. So there's your weekend. We got you covered Friday and Saturday.
That's just right off the top of your head. Download the Owensboro Radio app and listen to a great weekend of local sports action right here on 102.7 The Game. Follow along out there on social media, 102.7 The Game as well. I think we're going to crown a picks champion coming up this weekend.
Yep.
So we got
You'll have it on Monday.
One more weekend to go, right? And we'll crown a picks last check. Farkas had a slight lead over Todd in the standings, and I think he extended that lead because Todd picked Woodford County. Maybe the worst pick of the season, Todd.
Yeah, it's about.
I think it almost should disqualify him from being the 3-time champion.
I will say this: you've got like a 5-way race. You know, you've got just the normal suspects. You know, Hart's in there, Zuber's in there. They're all battling right there at the top. So you got to get your state champions right.
Championship picks could crown the champion.
And conference champions right.
A good weekend to pick them for sure. So you want to follow along Facebook and all of our social media out there. We're also streaming on social media. I point to the laptop as if you are seeing me on the radio or watching on the camera. Right there is where you're streaming. But also on YouTube, you can subscribe there as well, and like and subscribe on iTunes, Spotify if you just want the audio. Don't have to look at these ugly mugs. You can text us through the show, Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. Now, put all that to bed because Kentucky hires a brand new football coach, Will Stein. And it's so funny, man. What I did when I got home, me and Riley were texting about this on the way home because he broke the news as I was driving home from the station last night. And I said, man, I want to go back and listen to that show we did during the Volleyball 3rd Region Championship over at Owensboro High School where we did our lists of coaches. And Will Stein, of course, I had Brian Kelly 1.
I had Will Stein 1.
As a just kind of a like out of nowhere type of prediction. But Will Stein was the guy that I said would, to me, be the best fit because Kelly, we talked about it. Kelly's a winner. I think he would have done well at Kentucky. But the
personality fit was bad.
Not at all, especially going off Stoops, right? Coming off, not to say that they're similar. Stoops is more likable than Kelly, to be clear.
But they are similar in some ways.
They are similar in certain
stubborn, bullheaded.
100%. Yeah, so
throw your team up. Now, Kelly will throw his team under the bus a lot more than Stoops will.
Maybe
Kelly throws his team under the bus more than Jason Mays throws everybody else under the bus.
Oh man, that's a whole deal there. That's a whole talking point there. But yes, Stein to me was the big time. It's funny because we talked to Nick Roush about it yesterday, and he said a lot of the big programs went for retreads, and so it opened the door. Not all of them. There's been some hot, younger assistants.
Well, they didn't go for retreads. They wanted guys with head coaching experience at smaller school
level. Yes. Yeah. But the red hot coordinators kind of have gone by the wayside. I mean, you see that a lot in the NFL where the hot coordinators get the job. Some succeed, some don't. But in this situation, I feel like he's probably the hottest coordinator candidate in the country.
No, he's number 1. He's had a top 10 offense the last 3 years as the offensive coordinator at Oregon. And then look what he's produced. Let's be honest. Bo Nix, when he was at Auburn, that was a broken quarterback. Now he's made him not only got him a first-round draft pick with his development at Oregon, he's succeeding and going to have a home, maybe the number 1 seed in the AFC. Then Gabriel, kind of a broken quarterback at Oklahoma, brings him in there, picked by the Browns, starting in the NFL. I mean, listen, like I said.
And then the more that he's
Dante
coaching
Moore
right now is
he was
one
broken.
Of the top prospects in the country.
Yeah,
right
he was that guy that couldn't decide where he wanted to go to school. He flipped like 47 times, was at UCLA for a year, and now all of a sudden he's probably going to be a first-round pick if he comes out. So, listen, you couldn't hit a bigger home run than what Kentucky hit, and I think it's I think you saw on KSR today with his mom and his aunt and and the way they talked about UK and the season tickets, and I think it's an absolute home run hire.
Well, it's funny because, when you see a movie preview, right, and they put down, when the movie preview is playing, they put up all the critics, 5 stars, 5 stars. Mm-hmm. You look at Twitter for this coaching hire, and it's, I mean, all the who's who of scouting is like Kentucky hit a home run.
Listen,
if you run through, it's 5-star review, 5-star review, 5-star review on this hire. All the big scouts say it's
when's the
hire.
last time maybe, like, because like when it's all done, when the coaching cycle's over, ESPN will put this out, other things will put it out. Well, they'll grade every hire that's made. When was the last time UK football made a hire where they're going to have the highest grade of anybody in the room?
Yeah,
I mean maybe LSU will with Kiffin,
but yeah, I mean, at least not in my lifetime. But I mean, I thought, the Stoops hire I thought was an excellent hire at the time, and I think this will follow that in the footsteps of that. It's just a different type of hire. I think you can get excited about an explosive offense, right? I mean, I think. At least if it goes off what's happened in the past. I mean, now granted, you can't just guarantee it's a slam dunk that it's going to be an explosive offense, but he's always had them. So why wouldn't you expect that? I mean, even before he went to Oregon at UTSA, I mean, they were very explosive offense. And you look, I mean, he's got, the dad played at UK. He's a Trinity kid, 36 years old. He did quarterback Louisville. But one thing I will say, another feather in his cap for the hire is the Louisville fans, when they started to see that it was gaining traction, they were like, oh, no, they want to hire Hartline instead. Like,
yes.
So you kind of knew, like, even Louisville fans know that Kentucky made a good hire.
Without a doubt. And now, let me give you some other breaking news here, okay? Because this could get really interesting.
Okay.
BYU has kept their coach.
Oh, yeah.
So Penn State was going to go and hire him. Now, and it was so funny because I got involved in this argument last night on Twitter and taken up. There was a lady that posted something, a reporter that posted something about, everybody, all these Penn State people talking about how, there's no way that Shiitake, or however you say his name, is going to turn it down. Penn State's got more money than BYU. And she said, I don't think you understand how much money BYU has.
Yeah.
And you just saw it today. Like, and I started to look this up. Like the church, the Jesus Christ Church of Latter-day Saints, the Mormon Church, itself is worth like $390 billion. And then you've got the owner of the Jazz, who's an alumni. You got Crumble Cookie, who's an alumni. You've got all kinds of people that are tech people who are millionaires and billionaires. And they were the ones that really put the money into basketball, where they signed the #1 recruit last year and paid him $7.5 million. They got on board and said, hold on now, because it's not a rule by the school that you have to be a member of the Mormon faith to be a coach, but they've never had one that's not. So it gets a little harder to find. It cuts down your
for sure.
Your
and
pull.
He's had great success.
And he's had huge success. And so they came on board. Now, the reason this gets interesting, because if you look at all the markets out there and everybody that was #2, and if you're looking at the betting markets right now, do you know who is now #1 to be Penn State's new coach?
Brom.
Yeah. Now we get interesting.
Oh, Rando will be smelling like a rose if that plays out.
I said that yesterday.
He's been on the freight train for a while, and these Louisville fans have been crushing him. But, I mean, here's the thing. If Penn State...
How bad does Penn State look?
Right, that's
you
what
were
I'm
the
saying.
first guy to fire
Kentucky
somebody.
Fires Stoops, and then within 24 hours of making that decision, they go and slam dunk it with Stein. Penn State has been looking for a coach for months, and they can't get anyone to take the job. So I'll circle all the way back to what I said here. When they fired James Franklin, I said, are you sure?
Well, here's the thing.
Are you sure? Because before Franklin got there, they were a joke.
Well, they weren't a joke when Bradley was there.
They weren't great. I mean, I think where Franklin took them, though, and the sustainability that he brought there to just instantly turn the page after a little hiccup. And now you're looking at it and you're going to say, are we sure? Are we sure that Penn State's going to upgrade? If they hire Brom, it will be a downgrade from Franklin.
I don't know about that.
If they hire Brom, it will be a downgrade from Franklin.
The problem is if it's not Brom, who is it now? Do you buy the...
And why would Brom go to Penn State?
Can I ask you, do you buy the...
I don't know that I even buy the...
Do you buy the conspiracy theories that's out there?
Well, I don't know what the conspiracy theories.
So evidently, when they fired Franklin, Jimmy Sexton, who's Franklin's agent, and who is also the agent to just about every good college coach out there in America, something happened between the AD and Sexton in that meeting and stuff, whatever. And Sexton warned him, if you go through with this and fire him, I will make sure you will not have a coach. Now, here's the thing. And I thought maybe not, because I was like, well, hold on. He's still getting paid. Sexton's still getting his money, and he's going to get another coach that's probably one of his even more money. What's funny is, the man for a while that was the hot list and everybody thought that Penn State was going to hire was Bob Chesney, the James Madison. He was from the state. He was from Pennsylvania, the heartland of high school football in Pennsylvania. So They get on the plane to go meet him and make the offer. Sexton calls and says, turn your plate around. You're not meeting with him. And they had to turn the plate around. And then like a week later, Chesney's all of a sudden the hot name at UCLA.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if whatever happened between the AD and Jimmy Sexton, if he's not laying it on Penn State right now.
From the beginning, right off the rip, you think you thought it was going to be Matt Rule. I mean, you just kind of the dots connected.
Yes.
And then that didn't come to fruition, and it just seems like it's really snowballed, and Penn State has egg on their face.
So one thing they're doing, too, is now Jimmy Sexton, who has these guys, has gone back and gone to these other schools and gotten more money from his school. But whatever happened between the eight, that's the conspiracy. But if something happened, I really thought Chesney was going to get the job. And so all of a sudden now I'm starting to wonder if Jimmy Sexton has decided, you know what, Penn State, I'm getting you. Yeah. And they're getting him.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting for Penn State. All I know is that I think circling all the way back.
Maybe they can get Mark Stoops.
To the I mean, possibly. If I'm Stoops, I'm not coaching anywhere. I'm like going to a deserted island somewhere and enjoying my buyout payments.
Well, hold on. His ex-wife is going to enjoy a lot of that buyout payment. Let's just be honest. Gosh. I'm just telling you.
Stoops he just can't escape.
I mean, he's going to get a portion of it.
Escape the Vic strays here. But the next thing I think to keep an eye on for the Cats will be the defensive coordinator hire.
Mm-hmm. Brad White went to Florida.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But
it fits.
And it does. But, think about it, because I know everybody was on the Summerall train, but even when you gave our list, I told you there were two. I wanted offensive guys, and Summerall would have been my fallback option. So I'm completely happy with this.
What about GM? I mean, is that something you think will happen?
I think the Kelly, where everybody got the name wrong.
You think there's legs to that?
I think there are some legs to that. I think Stein is coming from a place
better than he's done in Miami.
It's a little different.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, to be honest with you, the Dolphins are turning it around.
Right.
I mean, they're beating some bad teams,
but he's not he's not the GM at Miami. He is an assistant GM. And so I'm hoping that there's legs to that, and it's going to be some NFL front office people coming in.
I got one you can have cheap. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Get him on the next plane to Lexington.
They just won 15 games last year. They were 15-2 last year.
I'm not going into it.
I mean, they were.
Don't make me start listing reasons why he needs to be fired.
They let Sam Darnold walk.
I mean, that's at the very top of the list. Not necessarily.
And Daniel
honestly,
Jones.
I'm not getting into all that. But but there needs to be a change. I mean, let's just look at his drafts. Let's just go there.
But I will say this: Eddie Grant is not going to be our general manager next year.
No, I think it's almost as important as the coaching hire. I really do.
Yeah,
and you need the coach heavily involved in it. It needs to be somebody that can have.
He's going to be heavily involved
synergy in it. and obviously with the portal and. It's crazy because the NFL. I mean, the NCAA is NFL light at this point.
Well, maybe they can talk to Jason Mays and he can come and invest in some kids there in the UK.
Mays needs to get to the college level because what he's doing. I mean, it's fine at the college level. Let it roll at the college level.
We'll talk about that later. That was the worst interview I've seen. You talking about narcissistic? Man, that was just bad.
Yeah,
it was everybody else's fault.
Train wreck. Yeah, because I mean, we're already 18 minutes in. Yeah, Jason Mays was stepped down. Is that what he did?
He resigned before they fired
from
him.
Montgomery County. He used to be the interim head coach at Kentucky Wesleyan. He went from here
to Ashland.
And to be honest with you, I mean, it's no disrespect to the current staff that's there. I thought Jason Mays did an excellent job.
No, he did.
But I had heard behind the scenes it was a nightmare.
Well,
I mean, if you remember, Happy comes into KWC. I don't know where we're going. We're completely.
That's okay.
We're on the train tracks, and we've already gone.
Talk about.
We're on a ship now, and pretty soon we'll be in an airplane. But yeah, you look at Mays. He was a part of that staff with Happy.
Yes.
Happy deserts the team in the middle of the night.
Yes, because
they didn't land recruits.
It was health reasons, but they weren't going to be any good.
They literally had nobody on. I mean, they had like 2 people on the team that had scholarships, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mace takes them to like a 500 record.
They went like 14-14.
I mean, they had no business winning as many games.
But I will say the one thing he did, he talked about that, and he even said in that interview you gave yesterday that if he'd have known now what he knows back then, he would have gotten that job. That he kind of rooted himself because of the way he coached that team when it needed to be coached in a different way. So he did take ownership of that. It's about the only thing he took ownership for.
Yeah, then he goes to Ashland and he gets caught up in a texting scandal recruiting kids.
Yes. Well, I mean, he was recruiting long before that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're doing it.
Right.
Everybody's. Hold
on.
Hold on. To be clear, I don't know that everybody's doing it. I shouldn't have said
It's very prevalent.
Some coaches maybe, whatever.
Listen, here's the thing.
But after he got caught doing it, he does it the exact same way at Montgomery County.
No, he was recorded on a phone call at Ashland. This was a texting scandal.
Well,
here's my thing.
Pretty darn close.
If you're going to be a guy, listen, you know I'm for all 4 kids transferring. You know that. All right. But there are KHSA rules, all right? And there are some gray areas. And if you're going to live in that gray area, when you get caught the first time, shame on them. Somebody got you. But when you get caught the second time doing it basically the same way, like if you're going to live in the gray area, you live in the gray area in person, not where they can record you and text message you. So the second time, shame on me for being a dumb rear end.
But the thing is, he said, like, he kind of blamed the media, and it's like...
No, he blamed the keyboard warriors in their basement because they don't have the drive to succeed that he has, and they're too lazy, so they tried to take him down.
Seemed like pretty decent journalism to me. If
you're dumb enough to send text messages, there you go.
And the thing is, I respect Mays. The dude can flat coach.
The dude can coach here, but listen, can we also, like, it's some of the things, like, one, I didn't like trying to throw the media and people,
just own it, man.
Right,
just own it.
But
just
then you say, well, listen, I know the KHSA rules, but I'm just a too kind-hearted and I want to invest in kids. Did you ever invest in a kid that couldn't help you win basketball games? That's what I want to know. It's really, it's really easy to invest in Austin Sears, who's the #1 rated player of his class, than anybody else. I didn't see him invest in anybody.
Told you we're getting on a plane. That's where we're at now, right? That's where we're at.
I'm just saying.
We'll circle back around and hit.
Real easy to invest in those kids that are top 10 basketball players.
Will Stein is the new head football coach at Kentucky. Penn State screwed up. There's a conspiracy theory that's going to end in Brom.
Yep.
Brom's going to end up there. We're taking craps on Louisville now because
my question, if Brom ends up there,
somehow or the
does
other,
Louisville come after Will Stein?
Mays. What?
If Brom ends up at Penn State, does Louisville come after Will Stein?
Before he's even, after he's just had his introductory press, maybe they'll be.
Bill Parcells did it.
Maybe they'll be in the Heartline conversation.
No, not Bill Parcells. It was Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick did
Bill
it. Belichick did
it.
Yeah,
I mean, he had an introductory press conference in Josh McDaniel.
Josh McDaniels, yeah.
I think Parcells, or I think Belichick had a introductory press conference and like 3 days later quit and went to New England.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But coming all the way back from Jason Mays, and last thing I have on Steinman, we got to move on. We got our Owensboro Health Girls Top 10 to kick off the season. Kentucky fans, please be patient because, I mean, you look at this. I'm going to ask you realistically.
Okay.
All right, realistically, everything goes great in the offseason.
Okay.
Crushes the transfer portal.
Yeah, gets him a quarterback at Oregon that's been sitting there for 3 years waiting to start, that's been in his offense for 3 years. Okay.
Something like that.
Or Cal's quarterback.
You got maybe the toughest schedule in the country. Maybe. It's arguable that they have the toughest schedule. I mean, at least it's hard to say. It's almost turned into the NFL now where you're projecting a schedule and you really don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, because was LSU all great this year? There's a lot of teams. Auburn wasn't great.
But the bottom line is you're playing some really good programs. I mean, let's just run through it.
Okay.
9 games in the SEC. Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Bama, LSU, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. If there's a tougher schedule in the country, I would have to see.
Well, this is, we were talking about where college football is really screwed up is like these conferences have gotten so big, who's going to win the conferences or be in the championship games based on who they're playing. Where like Duke didn't have to play anybody.
A&M didn't really play.
A&M's schedule was light in the SEC. Texas last year
was bad last year.
I think I think realistically 3-5 with the chance to go 4-4 with that schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Miami. I mean,
South Carolina. Florida's got summer off.
I mean, Florida.
That's tough.
South Carolina.
Summer all being there makes that a really, really tough game. Florida's winnable. That's winnable.
It's winnable.
South Carolina's winnable.
You should be. We're better. We should be better in South Carolina. That program's falling apart.
Tennessee is certainly winnable.
It is,
but it is what it is.
We actually have a defense that knows how to handle the spread when they throw the ball like we haven't had
theoretically. Bama,
no,
LSU.
Unless Caleb DeBoer is the new coach at Penn State.
Oh, wow. Talk about a massive step down. How about LSU with Kiffin, right? That's a nightmare.
It'll be a tough one.
Vandy will be tough.
Right, but you're probably gonna have a freshman. You have a new quarterback. That's still a game you can win.
Missouri's certainly a winnable
game. So it gives you
A&M, Oklahoma.
I think A&M possible, but they're going to have that freshman quarterback that's going to be back this year, the new quarterback.
4 would be acceptable. 5 would be a home run.
I think 3 and 5 would be acceptable in your first year.
agree.
And if you get to 4 and 4, great. You're going to have your 3 non-conference games, which are wins. Actually, now you only have 2 non-conference games, and then Louisville.
Yeah.
And so you win your 2 non-conference games, you beat Louisville, you go 3 and 5 in the SEC, you're 6 and 6 with the toughest schedule in the country in your first year when you're just trying to build your culture, and it'll be all a lot of portal guys.
Yeah.
Now I do think with him coming in, a lot of your offensive guys will stay. Because even the freshman quarterback that's coming in that wasn't.
I don't know if we want him to stay. I don't know
no,
how many people.
I mean the tight end. There's the running backs I would like, and not.
I'll let him decide.
Right.
And then trust in.
But here's what I think you're going to see. The quarterback who's coming in to play baseball. Now I don't know if he's ever going to step on the campus of UK because he's probably going to be a first round pick in the Major League Baseball draft. How to see that? But the kid from Cincinnati, when Stoops was fired. He said, I'm still a UK cat, but I'm not signing early. I'll wait till the second signing period in February to kind of look around. They hire Stein. He's now signing tomorrow.
He's committed.
So I think what you're going to see offensively.
Yeah, because this guy puts dudes in the NFL.
Yes.
I mean, that's just all there is to it, which is a huge recruiting tool in itself. You don't even have to send any weird text messages.
I mean, the Trinity Mafia ought to be really big because you're going to have 2 Trinity guys coaching both teams.
Let's pause it for Karen Gross. Got to get to our Owensboro Health Top 10. Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810. Find her at KarenGross.net. Hopefully everybody's still aboard the freight train. Be right back here live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
When lives are changed due to injuries or death resulting from personal injuries, aggressive legal representation is critical to obtain a winning result. Foreman Watson Holtry has a proven track record of winning thousands of personal injury cases throughout our region and beyond. Find out why we win our injury cases. Foreman Watson Holtry, dedicated to you, committed to justice, FWHlegal.com.
Sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Hi, this is Travis Holtry. At Foreman Watson Holtry, we're not just your trusted local attorneys. We're your neighbors and proud supporters of Kentucky Sports Radio. Just like a game-winning shot by UK at the buzzer, we're here to deliver results for you when it counts. Whether it's navigating complex legal challenges or celebrating the next big win by UK on the court, we're with you every step of the way. Tune in to KSR Monday through Friday, 9 to 11. And remember, Foreman Watson Holtry, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Duke Brubaker from Champion Mazda in Owensboro. And as fall has arrived, so are the 2026 models. Brand new 2025s are ready for you to test drive and take home with outstanding incentives like 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2025 Mazda CX-5 and CX-50 Turbo Premiums. New 2025 Mazda CX-30 starting at $26,860 and new 2025 Mazda CX-50 Preferred all-wheel drive hybrids that get 39 miles per gallon starting at $34,298. See all these deals at OwensboroMazda.com.
Van Atten's award-winning Pitmaster barbecue sauce. From backyard grills to big events, they make it pit perfect every time. Their food truck and catering can bring the flavor straight to you. And here's a thank you to our hometown heroes. With valid ID, veterans, police, firefighters, and EMS get a free drink with a purchase at the food truck. See where they're serving next, shop the sauce, and book your event at VanAttensBarbecue.com. And follow Van Atten's Pitmaster Barbecue Sauce on Facebook. Van Atten's, where flavor wins.
Oh, cold and brisk autumn night, the spirits scream with much delight. Ghostly Productions provides the frights. Get you ready for Halloween night.
Hi, I'm Robert Edge with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, we're here for you. Call me today, 270-683-1715. Thank you.
Make the most of every lawn with Kubota commercial landscaping equipment. From the productivity-boosting Z700 series mower to the reliable SVL track loader. It's a lineup built to get the job done right. Because when your reputation is on the line, you need equipment that will never let you down. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Check us out today at Hagen's Outdoor Equipment with 3 locations to serve you. Highway 54 in Philpott, Salem Drive in Owensboro, and Power Machinery on Highway 41 in Hanson. We appreciate your business.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. And, man, you know, we did have Media Day a month ago, but football has completely thrown an absolute shadow over the tip-off of the that Mother Nature.
I was going to say Mother Nature. All the Davis County got canceled tonight, and a lot of teams got canceled last night. Yeah, but that's what happens when you get 2 teams in the state finals of football. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really previewed the season too much outside of the Media Day. If you can check that out, it's still out there on the Cromwell Media YouTube page.
It's still pinned on the Facebook page and I think the Twitter page, so you can go get it right off the top.
That's the best preview you can possibly get. Much better than us predicting what's going to happen. And nevertheless, we did throw out a little poll, and we got a little Owensboro Health girls basketball preseason top 10 right at the tip-off of the season. Before we get into that, Muhlenberg took down Apollo last night, 2 teams outside the top 10, and one of the only games played. We only had a handful played as the Lady Mustangs get a 54-37 win. Wilkins had 19, Sparks with 11 in the win for Muhlenberg County. And there'll be a team to watch around to break in maybe the top 10 as we get things rolling. The back half of this thing is really wide open. I think you'll see a lot of movement back there early in the season.
I think one thing we talked about is it's been a reversal of what it's been like the last 5 years in the region. You know, in the last 5 years, the boys were very top heavy, probably 5 through 12. You know, they were all kind of, you could go either, whatever flavor you like that day. You know, and maybe not teams that had legit shots to win a regional title, or even win a game. You know, make any type of regional run, where the girls was really, really deep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's flipped this year. The boys, I think, is much deeper, and the girls very, very top heavy. And I think once you get to like 5 through 10, 5 through 12, it can vary week to week, or if you get an injury here or an injury there.
No doubt. And, you know, a couple teams outside. How about Whitesville Trinity? I mean, they're a team that's not going to be in the top 10 to open.
I'd look for them to make a
be
push.
Knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll be there, no doubt. And with the Reserve girls doing big things, they got a solid roster there for the Lady Raiders. Perry Central right now sitting at 6-2. They're knocking on the door. They're right there. And then Heritage Hills also 4-2. They're in the coverage area. Who'll be right there moving forward. But let's kick it off at number 10. That's where South Spencer's sitting this week. 4-2 overall on the year. They got won 4 of their last 5. Did lose to Heritage Hills though. So I think as we see when we see the next girls top 10 here in a couple weeks, I think that's one where you can look for some movement here in 6 through 10 probably. But Alexis Harris, 18.5 points per game, the junior. They'll have games.
Had a school record earlier this year.
Yeah, not too bad. Indiana schools are already in the heart of their season.
They are right in the middle.
You got they're supposed to have Tecumseh tonight. I don't have any idea if that game's taking place. And then North Posey a little later this week. At the 9 spot is the Butler County Lady Bears, scheduled to host Franklin Simpson tonight. A lot of these games are off tonight. So if it's a game tonight, I would say that most of them are off, especially with the threat of black ice, as we talked about. Everybody be safe out there. But Ava Wilson leading the way, and they'll be right there. It's a very competitive 12th district with Butler, Grayson, and Edmondson, and Trinity as well. That 12th district tournament.
I think top to bottom, it's as good as any of them.
I agree. No, absolutely. How about number 8? How about the Owensboro Lady Devils? Little bit of unknowns.
A lot of
Lady
unknowns.
Devils coming into the season. Coach Jansen Locker, who did such a great job with that program, has stepped away. Be Coach Wynn Harris stepping in. You still have unique Carter Swanigan. You have some size inside. You have Abby Sapp that can shoot the three. They host Apollo on Friday, and then I don't know if they're going to continue with that game with Union on Saturday with the state championship game or not, but that's what's on the schedule for KHSAA. But for Owensboro, I think the goal's still got to be a trip to the regional tournament. I know it's heavy at the top.
Yeah,
questions around Davis County. Apollo's down, so got you right there in the mix.
Without an absolute doubt, that's got to be it. And I will say too, you got the game Friday, the girls' game. The football pep rally will be right after that girls' game.
Oh, okay.
And so that ought to be a lot of fun.
MC'd by Dan Bartlett.
Yeah, Dan Bartlett, the voice of the Red Devils, will be there.
Dan was born to MC a pep rally.
He was.
I mean, he's.
It's like preaching to the choir, right? He's a preacher. You're out there preaching to the choir, baby.
He preached a sermon a couple of weeks ago. It was excellent. Dan's excellent, man. I love it, man. I love having him on board. And Owensboro loves having him on board, too.
Without a doubt.
Just a great job. And, man, brought that energy. That call, I don't get to hear a lot of them because I'm doing games, too. Sometimes I'll listen back or you got Cody Mills who puts some videos out and you get to hear the highlight calls. But that first one with Evan Hampton in the wheels.
We lost his mind.
Yeah, I dug the call. Got me excited. I'm sure it got Red Devils fans excited. He'll be emceeing the pep rally after the girls' game against Apollo. There's Owensboro checks in at number 8. How about number 7? The Hancock County Lady Hornets checking in. Coach Banton, you got House and Jones coming back. See if they can build around that, and scheduled to have Cannleton coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll have that on WBIO. We'll have a boys-girls doubleheader on BIO tomorrow night. It'll be interesting to see because, it's been Brett Meade for so long coming out of, to the regional tournament. Mm-hmm. And I do think the window is there for Hancock to punch their ticket to a regional tournament this year.
I mean, Meade County's had a Mrs. Basketball contender since 1990, it seems like.
It seems like it, yes.
And Coach Trippier's coming over. He's got a lot of winning experience for Meade, so I certainly wouldn't write them off in that category. But it's a rebuild there for sure.
Oh, 100%.
And Breck and Hancock at the top of that district there in the 11th. Move it to the 6th spot. Team I'm really high on. I think the ceiling is incredible, and I love Coach McClintock. I mean, he always maximizes what he has, and you don't have to do too much to maximize Bree Jones because she can absolutely get it done. One of the biggest superstars.
I think she's a Player of the Year candidate. 100%. I think this is a young girl that's unbelievable. Yeah, it gets lost in the people of Owensboro because she's in Grayson County in the 12th district, and so a lot of people, the average fan of the 3rd region, the media hub, gets very Owensboro-centric. But if you haven't seen this young lady play, you need to go watch her play. She is dynamite.
That's what I love about the 3rd region tournament. We talk about these players all year, and maybe we don't get to see them too much outside of maybe what the job Sam Gormley does on K105. But Bree is a superstar. And then when, her and Logston last year, I thought when they got to the postseason, they just
another level
blew up, took it to another level. And I think, looking forward to seeing that again. I think it carries over in the regular season. Jones will give them a chance to win any night. I hate that McLean game was canceled. That's a big-time early season.
It was.
Hopefully we can get that rescheduled pretty quick.
And think about the matchups, just one-on-one matchups, even though they probably wouldn't. These are not positions they'll guard each other. But when you're down there in the 12th, Ava Wilson versus Bree Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Ava Wilson versus Carrie Ann Williams. Bree Jones versus Carrie Ann Williams. A lot of star power down there on the girls' side.
Yeah, Grayson does have Hancock on Thursday, so that's another really good matchup early in the season. Speaking of Carrie Ann Williams, they're 1-0. Edmonson County is sitting at the number 5 spot after a 49-46 win over Monroe. And how about a triple-double for Carrie Ann Williams out of the gate? Does it surprise you at all?
No.
She's a triple-double machine. 23 points, 19 rebounds, 11 blocks last night. And how about Souders? Pitched in 20. I think the question for Edmonton is going to be who can rally around those two.
You lost all your guards last year, and it's going to be important. But like you said, you're going to start out with, another lady that's going to be right there in the Player of the Year conversation. Probably going to lead the region in rebounding, be right up there in scoring. Definitely going to lead the region in block shots. She could probably quit playing after the first 15 games and lead the region in block shots.
Yeah, and I think that's another player in Carrie Ann that you want to see get to the Sports Center, right? Because number one, the district's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they may have a gauntlet out of the gate just to even get to the
2 years ago, they weren't there.
Will be tough. So you want to see her get to the regional tournament, and then when the lights come on, duplicate these types of performances when on the biggest stage to get that ultimate respect. People in Owensboro, they don't. Let's be honest. biased, right? They don't care about what's
They're not
going
following
on. They don't care about what's going on in Edmonson County.
No, they don't follow it.
Right, but they should, because this young lady can play. And when she gets up here in front of these big crowds, man, that's when the lights come on. She'll show out. Looking forward to a big season from her. They host Cumberland County on Saturday. How about number 4? How about Coach Ellis and the McLean County Lady Cougars? I'm very bullish.
I am too.
On McLean County. I'm not here to tell you this team can't go win a third region title. That would not blow my mind even in the slightest. When you have an Anna Miller and you have a Carly Floyd, that's 2 superstar players. And you look at what they've done. I know there's scrimmages, but anytime girls basketball teams are putting up 70 and 80 points a game, I don't care if it's a scrimmage or not. This is a team that's going to be able to score the basketball, do it frequently. Hopefully they can stay healthy. And, man, I think the sky's the limit.
Well, listen,
Coach Ellis last year did an incredible.
He did.
When Miller went down last year, everybody just wrote them off.
3 days before the season started. It wasn't like you had plenty of time you'd already kind of set up your whole team with her in it and then out for the year. Ask Pope how that's going with Jalen Lowe. But here's the thing. But what it did do is it allowed people like Floyd and some of these other young girls players to play roles.
Yeah.
And in a different role, more of a starring role. Now you bring the star back, and then you add them in there. This is I don't know if they can win the region. I do think this is a team that can make noise and make a run in the regional tournament.
I think they can.
I'm not saying they can.
I think they can because I think this thing's more wide open than people think it is.
Oh, I agree with that.
Now, granted, we'll get to it. Number 3, the Davis County Lady Panthers, the defending champs. Kennedy Lane, the constant there, but a lot of questions around that.
I question about, listen, I mean, let's just be honest. The player Kennedy, nothing against her. You don't win it without any of the big 3, but losing one of the big 3 and the one that when it came tournament time last year
being in the paint
was everything that you didn't want to lose because she dominated that regional tournament. Here's what I worry about Davis County. I worry about their inside game, and I worry about ball handlers because, they never really had that unbelievable point guard. Lane's more of a combo guard, more of a scorer. When they faced teams that like to press last year, they used Bean to help break that press most of the time. We'll see how they handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the biggest thing you can look at with that would be the 2 teams ahead of them that'll probably bring ultimate ball pressure, right? They were supposed to be at Logan tonight, but they will host meet on Friday, Mother Nature pending. Number 2, the Breckenridge County Lady Tigers, they fell last night to number 1 Sacred Heart, who's won about 13 state titles in a row, it feels like. So no shame in that defeat. Radzewski and Mitchell both scored in double figures. You got Grimes and Mormon there as well. But there is some questions about the overall depth. Don't get me wrong. Those 4 players, they're gonna have a huge Mitchum and Radzewski and Grimes and Mormon. That's the constant. But you're having to replace Huffines, and that's a big loss. And then who's going to step up around that?
The bench is all 7th and 8th graders, and so you're not the deepest team in the world. You love to get out and press, and can get you in foul trouble. And then to me, it always comes down to the same thing. It's going to be real simple. This team's going to be at the regional tournament. Can they knock down shots? Because for the last 4 years, that's been the difference of them winning a regional tournament and not winning one. Is call it what you want. Well, if you're talking about teams that can't shoot in a sports center, Brett County's one of them.
That's why these top 10s get so old because literally this is the first one of the season. It's like, all right, let's just get Breck to the semifinals of the region,
and see if they knock
where
down
they
shots.
are every single year, and see, because that's pretty much it. So the thing is, between now and that particular game, that I would bet money that they would be in. The growth of the roster around them, and nobody does it better than Coach Mormon.
No.
So this is a team that's gonna, even though they have that star power at the top, it's a team that's still got room to improve, and I believe they absolutely will.
It reminds me a little bit of Catholic last year. They had some injuries, and so they had the seniors that were the constant, and it was a lot of young people, and then and then trying to develop a bench behind your starting 5. That's what Breck's gonna have to do this year.
Yeah, and then number 1, this. Preseason top 10s are ridiculous a little bit. Number 1, the Owensboro Catholic Aces. They fought at Castle 70-46, and just a tough outing. A little bit of a surprise to me.
I'm not surprised they got beat by Castle. I'm surprised at the score.
Lopsided. And Coach Robertson is just a glutton for punishment. I mean, not that they won't win these games, but he's playing in a big tournament in Tipton, Missouri. He's got Sacred Heart lined up here coming up. They don't only play a home game till like mid-January.
Here's what we'll find out, and this would be my only concern for Catholic because full transparency, I think they're right now. I would have them as being the best team in the region.
Me too.
They
are number one.
Right. Here is the concern that I have that we'll see on the growth of the season. You have this sophomore class that's really good. Now they're juniors.
Yeah.
Okay. But they've never had to be the lead role.
Right.
Like last year you had.
Most of the time, sophomores.
Right.
aren't.
But I mean, even though they played more, you had, Randolph that had been playing for years at Calicut.
Yeah.
You had
Carmen
Riley that had been playing for 5 years at Calicut and putting up all. So now, and it reminds me a little bit of like UK. Like you had a lot of pieces. You went out and got a lot of great pieces at UK, but nobody other than Lowe was the guy on their team. And so can you who goes and steps up?
Will absolutely be that player. I also think Newby will be that player. Hagan. I mean, the thing is
there's a lot of them there, but somebody's got to do it.
I'm just predicting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Newby, I think will take a massive step, and she's just a sophomore, and then the junior class will be really good. And I have the fortunate ability to call their games this season.
Yes, you
so I'm
are.
gonna call some good basketball this year. Coach Robertson does an excellent job, and they're there at the top. Take it all with a grain of salt. It's the first one of the season. We know nothing.
We've been stuck on football for 10 weeks.
1 and 2 are 0-1 each.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Playing some good teams, though.
Castle's really good, and Sacred Heart. I mean, come on. Those losses don't even count, really. It's more like an exhibition game, I feel like. Don't tell Coach Robertson and Coach Mormon they don't count, so I'm sure they would disagree. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for Kentucky and North Carolina, talk a little NFL, and get you home on a Tuesday, live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Moonlight barbecue down Parish Avenue in Owensboro town, and for miles and miles around they talk about those buffets, fish, ribs, and chicken too. Moonlight barbecue, try their delicious burger. You'll see what I mean. All the meat's good and lean. They made Owensboro the barbecue capital of the world. Come on down and bring the whole crew to Moonlight Barbecue.
Moonlight Barbecue on West Parish Avenue in Owensboro.
Looking for fun that's cool, active, and perfect for the whole family? Head to Edge Ice Center in Owensboro. Open skate, hockey leagues, figure skating lessons, birthday parties, and private events. All on real ice right here at home. Whether you're lacing up for the first time or you're a seasoned skater, Edge Ice Center has something for everyone. Stay cool, stay active, and make some memories on ice. Edge Ice Center, where Owensboro comes to skate.
This holiday season, get the joy of organization with cabinet doors and more. Experience unparalleled craftsmanship and custom-built shelves, cabinets, and more. Tailor-made for you or a loved one. Craving a closet makeover? Just submit your measurements and let's bring dream closets to life. Whether it's shoe shelves or accessory cabinets you're envisioning, we ensure the drive is worthwhile. Follow us on Facebook to witness our work wonders. We're conveniently located off Highway 54 in Fordsville. Cabinet doors and more. Crafting happiness this holiday season.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Hey y'all, it's Kellyanne Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our guaranteed cash offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. Don't forget, Kentucky basketball coming on. Isn't it funny? We talk about football overshadowing the start of basketball season on the high school level. Well, how we're sitting here, in December, and UK football almost overshadows basketball.
Well, I was right. Stein will be at the game evidently tonight. But yeah, I mean, think about it.
Blends in.
First of all, listen, great that they're playing North Carolina. Looking forward to it. How about a 7:30 start time?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's actually, that's Eastern time. Or no, it's 8:30. 8:30. It's a 9:30. It's 8:30 start time.
Pregame starts at 7.
Pregame at 7 right here on 102.7 The Game. But yeah, 8:30 tip-off time. 9:30 Eastern time. Will Rupp be full tonight?
Yeah, for North Carolina. Yeah.
Do they win?
Yeah, I think the Cats win tonight. I'm taking the Cats. North Carolina is kind of similar. I mean,
no Diabate.
I haven't watched them
low.
a ton. Yeah, I think they find a way.
Okay, I'm going to go North Carolina.
Big game from Oway tonight. He emerges tonight.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're heavily favored, right?
Yeah, you could have got it earlier for like 8.5 or 9.5 points. I don't know where that came from. It's down to 6 now. The last time I looked,
because everybody in the country is thinking that's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's a red flag, though. Tell me that Kentucky's going to roll tonight.
Think so?
Yeah, Vegas is telling you that.
Okay,
I'm gonna believe them.
All right.
Sometimes they put bait on the table, and you can't decide.
I'm never smart enough to take I take the wrong bait.
Always, 100%.
I take the bait
every single time.
I take the bait and get shot.
It's just like fantasy football. You leave that one receiver on the bench who hasn't scored. He's every other week guy, and you finally put him in, and he scores 0. Or vice versa, you leave him on the bench, he scores 40.
Well, I'm in the playoffs in both the leagues I'm in, so I'm right there. It's been your worst year.
Disconnected on fantasy football. I was disconnected before the season. It's just not as into it anymore.
Because the Vikings stink.
Speaking of, yeah, they do stink. I mean, they may be the worst team in the league. I mean, right now, I don't know if they could beat anyone.
Is it 2 games in a row now that their quarterbacks just step back and spike the ball? They would have a higher QBR rating?
2 games in a row.
Think about that.
How about the Younghoe Koo last night, taking all the heat off Max Brosmer's pick 6 interception? I mean, that dude goes to kick like a 46-yarder. He kicks right into the
Is that the worst play?
He kicks the ground.
First of all, it looked like with your 5-iron.
No, it was
is
so
what
bad.
that looked like.
I don't
Here's my
even know if I
question.
swung a 5-iron that bad.
Here's my
That's
question.
bad.
Does that play now supplant the butt fumble as being the worst play in the history in football?
I mean, I laughed. I laugh every single time I see it. And then Brosmer's.
The best thing about it was Jackson
was
Dart on the sideline. If you can read lips, he was like, what the heck?
I went to BNA, Nashville Airport to drop Amber and Abby off for the cruise this week. It took me 3 hours to get from the entrance to the BNA to the exit on Sunday. So I had to be subjected to the Vikings game. I was going to miss it. I'm like, all right, I'm cool with missing it. They stink anyway. Well, here I am. I got nothing to do. So I just turned the game on my phone. It's standstill. So I'm watching the game and, it's a big play. We got a big sack fumble. Dallas Turner's playing his rear end off. This is great. Brosmer's got the roll out on 4th and 1, which, by the way, O'Connell, run the ball, man. It's 4th and 1. You never run it. You got rookie quarterbacks. What are we doing? Brosmer underhands that thing, pick 6. It's hilarious.
We're
spending too much time talking about
I want to say the one thing
football.
I want. I love him, so he can't go. I do not want Jeremiah Love at the Vikings because they'll waste him.
Yeah, maybe they will. we can't. That's a luxury pick. We gotta pick meat and potatoes, guys. Love would be a luxury pick. We got to have offensive linemen to block for a running game. We don't have any of that. How about the Chicago Bears? It's
going to be the 1 seed.
I don't know if they're going to be. I mean, I love what Ben Johnson said. And I don't really like the guy, but he said, we got 5 games left. Who cares what we are right now?
Exactly.
We haven't even qualified for the tournament yet. The Chargers fall to Carolina, who's a really good road team. Philly is okay. Here's what I want to ask you. Philly's 8-4 right now.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Dallas.
They're 6-5-1.
They beat Philly and KC back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Offense is legit.
Mm-hmm.
You make those trades defensively.
Playing
and it's
better.
Worked.
Yep.
It's
playing
worked.
much better.
As dysfunctional as Dallas seemed when they got rid of Parsons and all, it's coming together, right? The move for Pickens I think if Dallas finds a way to get in, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC.
100%.
I mean,
because one, the offense is so good. If they just get anything from their defense, the problem is I don't know if they're going to find a way in. They may have to win that division to get in. And I don't know. You still got to beat the Eagles again. You have the Eagles later on, but you're a game and a half back. So even if you were to win that one, you still need to pick up another game somewhere
the Eagles
else.
Seem like they're free falling a little bit.
Yeah, but they always seem that way.
They did 2 years ago when they got rid of the coordinators. They did free fall.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it felt like they were, then they went on that big run. I don't think that's happening this year.
Here's the thing.
Their offense is broke.
Well, here's the thing, and say what you want, but if you go back and you look at the history of the NFL, all right, the offense was Saquon's offense last year. Go back and look at the year after a running back goes for over 2,000 yards, the year they have the next year. Like, you take so much pounding, and not only him going over 2,000 yards, he was such a factor in their receiving game, in their passing game. Like, the number of hits that you take, go back to the Johnson guy from Tennessee, Lewis from the Ravens, McGahee, I think it was Portis for Denver that went for 2,000 yards. Like, that wears you. Like, I don't care what you do the next year is never. You're not the same. You just aren't.
No, even AP that year, the year after. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't electric.
Or
Saquon still is, but he's not electric like he was. I just think that's something to keep an eye on. I think that's Dallas's best path to the postseason because you look, around the rest, Seattle's 9-3. They're not falling out of the playoffs.
No,
they got a really good defense, and Darnold doing it with Jackson Smith and Jigba. Green Bay, I mean, they keep winning games.
The problem is Dallas's only path is through the East because when you're 6-5-1,
you're 2 games behind Green Bay,
right? And that's the problem.
You're 3.5 behind San Francisco, who plays nobody.
So it's got to be through the East.
San Francisco literally has a Division II football schedule. I mean, they're playing like the Michigan Wolverines schedule.
They're playing like if you look at it, they're playing like Ole Miss and Texas A&M schedule, and SEC non-conference game schedules. What they're playing.
So Dallas, it's going to be tough to break in. The Lions are on the outside looking in too, man.
It's going to be tough for them to break in.
Yeah, that loss to Green Bay, they've lost twice to them, so that's tough. And then the Carolina Panthers are another team at 7-6. Tampa Bay struggling. They barely beat the Cardinals on Sunday. So that's another one. That South division getting kind of tight.
Both the AFC and the NFC because Jacksonville's playing really well. You got the Colts who are struggling a little bit. Not only then, you got Houston coming on.
Houston, who I completely wrote off a couple weeks ago, is maybe the hottest team in the AFC. Quickly, though, in the NFC, before we get there, Dallas does play Detroit Thursday night.
Yes.
And that's a playoff game.
Yes.
Losers out.
Losers out
at that point. I mean, the numbers just don't add up. Even though there's still 4 weeks to go in the season, I just don't see the door
I still think Dallas is going to have to go with 5 games left. They're going to have to go 4-1.
And I think they can.
To win the division.
I absolutely think they can.
Probably may need to go 5-0.
They're right there as one of the hottest teams in football, in my opinion. The Patriots hammered the Giants last night, as they should. I think they're going to win the 1 seed.
Yes,
and I'm not so sure. I'm not buying them to win the AFC. The AFC's a disaster because New England, they're good. They're upstart. They're a young quarterback, but they don't seem like a conference champion type of juggernaut. But they do have a great coach. Denver, 10-2. You watch them. I mean, it is a disaster half the time, but they keep finding ways to win. I mean, the Washington Commanders had them on the ropes the other night. I mean, they couldn't put them away. I can't. They're 10-2. They're not very good. I mean, that's just my opinion. Jacksonville, 8-4, plays Indy this week. Mm-hmm. They host Indy. That's a huge game. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, not buying either team.
Nope.
But they play each other this week, and they're locked up at 6-6. Big games there. And then you got the Chargers.
I don't buy them.
Don't think they're very good. Indy is sliding. They're not 8-4. Buffalo is, who knows? I mean, they have the highest ceiling, but they also have a floor. They can lose to absolutely anybody. So you got Houston at 7-4, who's coming on strong. That defense is legit.
It's 100% legit.
That may be the best defense. Denver's right there, but maybe the best defense.
Those are the
AFC,
two best defenses in football.
So look at the South. That what we thought was a dumpster fire division. You have 3 teams competing there, and Houston this week goes to KC. They can pretty much eliminate Kansas City with the win.
Yes.
That is Sunday Night Football. That's must-see television.
It is. And you know who the biggest opponent of all this is it's Josh Allen. Because if you can eliminate Patrick Mahomes, I'm not so sure they wouldn't make Buffalo be the favorite in the AFC.
I agree. I mean, I don't think they are, but it's like who's going to emerge? And right now, I mean, the Houston Texans looking pretty sharp. I wrote them off. Coach Ryan's doing a tremendous job there. That'll wrap up the show. Don't forget, we got UK basketball tonight. We got Ty Ashley coming tomorrow. We got a boys Owensboro Health Top 10 tomorrow.
Busy week.
Yeah, it's very busy. It's a championship week here on Live at 5. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Holtree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.